so nervous. So I'm not gonna start this video off the way I usually do, because I don't I've been dreading sitting down and talking to you guys because I've just been so concerned of the women who see me on my channel, and I'm just very aware of everybody's feelings, and so because of that I've been actually dreading to do this video. I do want to read something out loud to you guys first, and I do want to first I want to give like a warning and a disclaimer and whatever you want to call it, a caution, whatever. I do want to say that this video will be a sensitive video, a very sensitive video for a lot of my TTC women in this community, especially around this time of year. And respectfully, I want to just be very aware of everybody else's feelings. And with that being said, for those of you who have not achieved pregnancy, which of course is most of the women in the TTC community, I want you guys to be very aware of how I'm going to begin this video, so therefore you can decide whether you can take it emotionally or not, and it's okay if you can't. That's why I'm doing this and I'm starting the video this way, because I'm trying to be very sensitive of everybody's feelings, and therefore I want to be very aware of your feelings and very aware of the time of year that it is. But I also want to respect my feelings and of course be able to do what I want to do. So I'm just gonna read this real quick, and then I'll branch off of that. This isn't easy to talk about because as excited as I am, I'm also very empathetic to the women who were where I was about 6 months ago. I think people in the infertility world, the majority of us like seeing other people who have struggled have a healthy pregnancy and a healthy baby, because it gives them the hope that one day things will work out for them. I should probably come off more excited, but I've been dreading sitting here to tell you guys this because I am so aware of everybody else's feelings. I've been in your shoes when there's been an announcement that has shattered my heart and made me feel like, once again, here we go. So that's why I want to start the video this way. Pretty much by the gist of that paragraph, you guys can understand what this video is about. So please don't continue if you feel like this will shatter you, if you feel like this will put you in a deeper depression, if it will ruin how you feel. Please don't continue the video, because I don't want to be another person who doesn't keep your feelings in mind. And it's been breaking my heart that it's been so stressful, because I feel for every single woman out there who has to see yet again another announcement. However, I do want to share with all of you women who have been following me, and I appreciate all your support, and I'm so sorry that I've gone MIA, but really there hasn't been any content for me to put up on my channel because this is pretty much what my life has been surrounded by. And I guess I can just say that even though I'm so scared to still say it, I'm basically telling you guys that I am pregnant. I'm like cringing right now. Yes, Angel and I are finally pregnant. We are well into our second trimester, and I just hope and pray that this will bring hope to your lives, and that the story that I'm going to share today about it all, I promise I'm going to talk about it all, that it will bring you hope and it will give you strength. One of the biggest things, if you look at my videos, every time I talk about TTC, I'm always talking about strength and having faith and having strength. I think strength is my biggest push towards you guys. I will always want you guys to be strong, and I want you guys to always feel the strength that I carry, so it can therefore give you guys the strength. Man, if it worked, if it worked for her, if it happened to her, it can happen to me too. I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna be strong. And I think those are actually the two biggest things. Is what I say is, don't give up, be strong. Don't give up, be strong. And it's true. And I just want this video to be more about that than an announcement. I feel like people need to really be careful with what they say and how they say it. So that's why it took me such a long time to sit down. I'm gonna not get emotional because I put lashes on. I did this makeup just to sit here for you guys and try to look pretty. But I'm gonna try not to get emotional. But what I'm trying to say is, she helped me put my words together for you guys because you guys mean so much to me. The TTC community means so much to me. Infertility means so much to me. And I don't want to be yet another person who is not aware or like sensitive and empathetic to your feelings and to how you guys are feeling because of the journey that you're going through. And usually these videos would pop up when I just had a loss, or when I just had yet another surgery or another procedure or another bit of bad news or another negative test, or I'm testing and so I'm like, oh, maybe that'll be me. So many different reasons. I've been there. I've had my fair share of 4.5 years of infertility, and I've had 5 losses. 5 losses that I have not shared all completely with you. However, I have sat down and I have spoken to you guys about it in my previous video, where it was like an hour long. I will link it below for you guys if you have the time to see it. I go all over every single loss that I've had. This year I've had 2 losses so far and 3 pregnancies. And thankfully I've done a lot to, Angel and I have done a lot to make sure that this baby has the best shot possible. And I'm here with you guys, and it's not going to change me. And no matter what, my infertility story will be a story that I will continue to tell every single person that comes across, and I will continue this channel to enforce it and to enforce the strength that you guys need and the hope that we all need to know that we can't give up and we just have to keep going. So with that being said, I want to tell you guys that I love you so much, and I'm gonna continue now with letting you guys know the full details. So if you're not in the right place, please don't watch this video. Just wait until you are in the right place, or until you're ready to hear it, or until you want to. And it's okay if you don't. It's okay. You have to take care of you. But I do love you guys, and I want to empower you all to continue your journey and to be strong and to never give up and just keep going. Just keep going until you feel like you've done enough or you've gone enough. Just keep going. So with that being said, I love you guys so much, and I will now continue. I can now show you guys some excitement because this intro is long, but it's so needed. I can officially say that I am pregnant. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe how it happened. I can't believe any of it at all. It took such a long time for me to sit here and talk to you guys because I was scared the whole way through. I still am. I'm still very terrified. And I will, as I talk about everything, I'll put in a couple of clips that I did put in, or I'll try to put in a couple of pictures that I did take. I did not do a bump date or anything like that, like my progression, because I was too scared to. I can count numerous times that I did get pregnant and then I would start to vlog the way through and then I would have another loss. And so because of that, I think I'm just traumatized and scarred, and I just decided that I didn't feel ready, or I didn't feel like I could sit down and vlog because I was too afraid that that another loss was going to happen and it would be yet again another video that I would have to delete. I've deleted numerous videos and pictures of my previous pregnancies, and the only reason why I've deleted them is because I don't want to post them and because they just pain me. Like, it aches my heart to see them and to see that I thought that was going to be the one and it just wasn't. Even now, I'm terrified to be filming this video because I'm just like, what if something happens? This is another video that I have to, not post. This is crazy. So in my long video that I put up, that's like an hour long, I told you guys that I was starting to see a fertility / miscarriage specialist, and I was starting to work with him to see what we can figure out as to why I keep losing my pregnancies. My issue has never been conceiving. I'm able to conceive with medication. However, it's keeping the pregnancy that's always been an issue. So we were working with him, and I was basically just recuperating from the loss that I had in July. So July was my last loss. And so I was recuperating from that loss, and we were supposed to wait basically to make sure I got a period, and then we can see what part in the process we were going to start. So basically what that doctor said that we should do is IVF. The process, I'm not going to go too much in depth of it, but he said that we should do IVF, and then we had to do different types of testing throughout, like before we did the actual transfer, so that way we can make sure that the embryos were good. And we had to do like a whole bunch of things. It was like a whole thing that the fertility doctor specialist wanted to like basically do to just make sure that we were gonna transfer a really good embryo and that my uterus was in the right position and in the right state and the thickness was supposed to be where it's supposed to be. So in this process, I'm waiting for for me to get a period. So in August, what this fertility specialist was telling us was, whatever you do, don't get pregnant, because you guys, we have to make sure that you don't get pregnant, because then that's just going to prolong the process of what we're trying to do if you have another loss. So in my mind, I'm like, well, regardless, I'm not on any type of meds right now. I haven't been able to conceive on my own without meds. So I wasn't on Clomid, I wasn't on anything like that. So I was like, oh, it's fine, I'm not on any of that. And then either way, we were still being careful. So there's a lot of TMI that comes in on this video, so please, if you're not ready for the TMI, then you might want to like skip a couple spots. So within that month of August, we were being careful. We weren't using protection. I wasn't on protection or anything like that because, like I said, I'm like, the chances of me getting pregnant are gonna be like 1 in a million on my own because I'm not taking any type of fertility meds or anything like that. So what's gonna happen? So I can recall like I want to say 2 times within the month where Angel finished inside, and I was like, you're not supposed to do that, and then he was like, it's in the spur of the moment, and I was like, whatever. I didn't elevate my legs. I didn't do any of the things that we do to help ourselves conceive at all. I didn't do any of that. So I would get up, use the bathroom, and go about my way. Of course, clean wipe, all the things that you're supposed to do after intercourse and whatnot, but I kept on going about my merry way. One day, which was one of those 2 times, we went to New York in July, well, the end of July, beginning of August, and then he had to go again like 2 weeks later for his best friend's birthday memorial, because his best friend did pass away a couple years ago. So he wanted to go to this memorial, and he did, and it was once again for the weekend. He came back on a Monday. I remember I was working, and I work from home, so that Monday, on a 15-minute break to be exact, I went ahead and I put on the same lingerie that I put on for our like honeymoon that we never took, but for our wedding night, like when we got married, I had got like the specific lingerie to wear, to be all sexy and whatnot. So I remember I put that on, and I put on one of the songs that we used to always listen to, and he used to basically like say, this song reminds me of you. And I put it on. I connected the Bluetooth from my phone to the speakers downstairs, and he was like, what are you doing? Like, aren't you supposed to be working? And I came down in a robe, and I opened the robe. I'm in this sexy lingerie. And so I was like, this is like your welcome home thing. And so he was like, what? And you already know what happened. But I swear that's probably when it happened, because when you calculate it, it kind of matches as far as dates go. So I'm fast forwarding, sorry. So like I said, that's one of the 2 times that it occurred. And so that we weren't careful, I should say. So anyway, sure enough, the end of August comes, and I'm like, I still haven't gotten a period, and I'm waiting for a period. And then September comes, and I'm still not getting a period, and I'm well into the middle of September, and I'm like, what the heck, where's my period? So I decided to test, and I was like, I know it's gonna be negative, there's no way I can be pregnant. And sure enough, I test, and it was negative. So I was like, okay, it's negative. Once again, I'm not on any type of fertility medication. If anything, we were just trying to have fun and be a couple for once, as opposed to schedule intercourse, because that's what we've been doing for the past 4.5 years, trying to conceive. So then a week later goes by, and I'm like, still no period. And I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, I've never had to have a period induced. My periods have always been good. Mind you, I was still waiting since after that miscarriage that I had, because we went on our trip on the 31st of July. So basically you can say it was the beginning of August that I had my loss. Moving on, like I said, a week went by after that negative pregnancy test, and I took another test. And then I remember it was in the morning, and Angel was in bed. And it was early in the morning, and Angel was in bed, and he always wakes up really early. So I got up, and I was like, let me test again. So I go and I test again, and I'm just there, and he has no clue that I'm testing, like none whatsoever. So I'm in the bathroom, I'm testing, the time goes up, and when I pick up that pregnancy test, guys, I was like, that face right there. I was like, no way. I look up the mirror, I'm looking at myself, and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, no fucking way. Excuse me, but it deserves a curse. And I keep looking at the test. I'm rubbing my eyes. I'm like, maybe I still have eye boogers. I need to like wash my face. I wet my face. I'm looking at this test, and this test is just saying positive. And I'm like, there's 2 lines. And it was a first response. And there's 2 lines. And I could not believe it. Like, there was no way. There was no way. There was no way that out of those 2 times I was ovulating. And out of those 2 times, no medication, I ovulated. And out of those 2 times, or around the time that I ovulated, we were intimate. And it happened. And I got up right away, like I told you guys. I didn't elevate my legs. We weren't trying. We were just being a couple. Just being spontaneous. And there was just no way. Like, it doesn't happen to us women in the TTC world. These things don't happen. You hear of them happening, you get annoyed, and you're like, oh, you're that person. And I was like, no way I'm that person. I cannot be that person. Like, I don't want to be that person. People are gonna hate me forever. And I was like, no freaking way. So I go out of that bathroom, and I have my phone in one hand, and I have the stick in the other hand. And I just come out, I open that door, and I'm staring at Angel. I'm standing in the doorway of the bathroom, and he's laying on the bed. And I'm just like, and he looks at me, he looks at the stick in my hand, the pea stick in my hand, and he was like, no way. And I was just like, and he didn't even know. He didn't know that I was testing. He did not know what I was doing. He wasn't even thinking about whether I was pregnant or not. He was just like, you know, we just had a loss. Your body is a mess. You know, you're gonna obviously not get a period when you think you are. So here I am, and I'm just looking at him, and I'm just like, oh my God. And I was scared. I was just scared. Like, I didn't have excitement just yet. I was just terrified at the notion of what I was gonna tell this fertility specialist, because he specifically said, don't you dare get pregnant because you're gonna ruin the process. So I'm like, holy cow. And so I'm looking at him, and he's like, no. And he looks at it, and he was like, oh. And he looks at me, he goes, well, who the hell is the father? Because you and I have barely done anything this entire time. We've been behaving ourselves. And I was like, and I look at him, and I start cracking up. And what a great icebreaker, let me tell you, because we were both like, and he was like, he's like, holy shit. And I was like, no way, there's no way. And I was like, what am I going to do? We have this appointment with this doctor. What am I going to do? Anyway, we ended up talking to the fertility specialist because we had like an appointment with him, and he was looking over our records and stuff. And that's when he went over like the details of the IVF and stuff like that. And we told him, well, there's a problem, is that apparently I got knocked up. And he was like, oh, well, that's good. And he was like, well, let's see where this goes. So he advised me to start baby aspirin, so 81 milligrams once a day. He advised me to go on progesterone injections, oil-based, and he also advised me to go on Lovenox as soon as there was a detectable heartbeat, which is also injections. So we were just totally shocked. And of course, that time was just dragging for me. It was just dragging. And I was so scared. I literally had a list of like milestones that I wanted to just pass through. Like I as time started to go on and it started to sink in that I was, you know, I started to make this list of milestones. And the first one was the chemical pregnancy, and then I wanted to make it to like 8 weeks, and then I wanted to make it to 12 weeks. I wanted to see a heartbeat. I wanted to see the flicker. I wanted to hear the heartbeat. I wanted to see everything progress. I wanted to make it to the second trimester, and then of course I wanted to pass the point of when I lost Olivia. So I was just terrified the whole way through, and I felt like time just kept dragging. But now that I'm talking about it, that I'm like, you know, talking about everything quite quickly, I just keep remembering that in that time was going really, really, really slow. And even now I'm like, I just want to get to my due date so that way I don't have to stress these other things that I have on my list. But moving on, we went to my regular OB, and so we did a scan. But it was so early on. He was like, I think I see something there, the beginning of something, but I'm not sure. Like, it was honestly, like I said, it was like it probably wasn't like even 4 weeks. So on a scan you really can't see much. They could see that I had ovulated, however, which in my mind I was mind blown, because I was like, I ovulated on my own? Like, what? Like, without medication? Like, what is happening? So fast forwarding, we had to do several ultrasounds. We had to do several sonograms. I would go in every week to 2 weeks to do a sonogram to see the progression of everything. We saw the flutter. We would be nervous the entire time. We saw the flutter. We then started to see, you know, here's the sac, here's the something pole. They call something the something pole, the fetal pole or something like that. I never understand their terms ever. But we started to see all these things as time went by, and we were still shocked and we still couldn't believe it, but we were still so terrified. I think I want to say that we were just so terrified, and as time went by and it started to sink in and I started to feel excitement, I started to feel so grateful, because I always heard stories of it's gonna happen, God's timing, you know, before you know it, when you least expect it. And those were terms that I was just like, don't say that to me. Like, I don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear that. So the fact that it happened to me and I'm one of those stories, I have no words to say. Like, I really don't know what to tell you guys. I don't know what to say about it. I'm still shocked that it happened this way, and my only way of looking at it is, this is my miracle. Like, this is a miracle. And I told Angel, I said, we're witnessing a miracle. That's what we're doing. We are living proof that miracles happen. And you know, it blows my mind. It still blows my mind. Like, I'm sitting here and I'm like, I'm talking about me being pregnant. Yeah. Like, this is a dream. I'm gonna wake up and it's not happening, but it's really happening, and it's a true blessing for us, and it's a true blessing for me, because I said I wasn't gonna cry. I've waited for this moment for so long, and I can only imagine the tears that I'm gonna cry when I'm finally holding this baby. It's huge. It's just huge. So we did start the injections, which, ow. I will go ahead and let me shift. I will go ahead and insert a clip at some point here of me getting those injections done, probably while I'm talking. I'll put it over like my voice so you guys can see it. I get progesterone shots in my butt and the Lovenox. I get the Lovenox injection on my abdomen. I have a lot of bruising because of it. That injection, let me tell you guys something, okay? That injection is a nightmare. It burns so bad, and that little needle actually hurts a lot, okay? And the bruising isn't fun neither, but it's totally worth it. It's beyond worth it. It's so worth it to me. Like, I'll do as many as I need to. My OB has me on strict orders to continue both injections and the baby aspirin throughout my entire pregnancy. So that's what we're doing. Yeah. I have a due date, so my due date is in May. And I'm so excited. I'm really excited. We do know what the gender is, but I do have a video of that, of us finding out what the gender is. We did like a virtual gender reveal. So my really good friend, who's also my neighbor, she was the one that knew what I was having, and she went and she got the cannons for me. And so she went and got the cannons, and we did it, like, I decorated my dining area, and Angel, Elijah, his son, and myself, we did it in the dining area together. And then we just called everybody, like, on group FaceTime on our phones, like the people that we wanted to, you know, find out with us. And yeah, that's basically how I went. We did tell family at some point that we were pregnant. We did wait a little while, of course. We wanted things to start progressing before we went ahead and did anything else. But we did go ahead and tell family, and I'll insert that in here as well so you guys can see it. You can't hear them because I did like a screen record, so you can't hear anything when you do a screen record, but at least you can see the emotions, which was really, really nice. And we did the gender reveal, which that'll be a separate video.
I watch you as you drive. Do you know I'm looking? And I can't help but smile. Do you know how much I love you? You put my favorite song on, I put my feet up, and we just sing along. And I can't help but feeling, just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. 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 I watch you as you sleep. You don't know I'm looking. With you everything's complete. Do you know how much I love you? I put your favorite song on just to wake you up. When I dance around, I can't help but feeling, I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever?
That has been the process of how we found out and everything else. I don't want to make this video super long. I do want to post different things, but I really want to know the questions that you guys have for me, like what you want to know about the first trimester and so far in the second trimester. I'm currently in my second trimester, so I want to go ahead and just keep this video as is. I want you guys to go ahead and ask me questions that you want answered. So comment below on the questions that you want me to answer in the next video. I'll be talking about all the things that I had in the first trimester and in the second trimester. So I'm going to try to do videos where I can talk about each trimester and what I felt and how I felt and little things like that. I'm going to start jotting them down for you guys. I just don't want to make this video super long like I have a tendency to do. It's already going to be long enough. And once again, I love you guys so much. Please comment below and let me know what questions you have. Go into my Instagram, and then once you see this video go up, you can go onto my Instagram, and then I will put what questions do you want answered in my next video, where I will talk about my first trimester, second trimester, and any other things that I possibly left out. I just wanted this to basically let you guys know. I wanted this to be a video that lets you guys know that I am pregnant, and I'm very excited, and we're so happy, and we're over the moon, and I can therefore share everything else that comes along with it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you guys so much for being here, for being so patient when I upload my late videos, but now I can do consistent videos because you guys are gonna know what's going on. I just want you guys to know that it's still very, very, very scary right now. I did pass the mark of when I lost Olivia, and that was huge for me. And yeah, it's still just very scary because I just feel like any minute now the ball will drop, and God forbid, you know, but it's just part of everything that we have been through, that I have been through, with all the losses that we've had, Angel and I, so it's very tough. But I hope for all of you out there who are looking to find hope in other people and see miracles happen, that this does bring you hope, and it does bring you a sense of miracles do happen, because I can say as of right now, I'm living proof of it. And then once I have the baby in my arms, I can say I'm living proof that miracles do happen, and I will never, ever, 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 ever take it for granted. I will never take having a baby for granted, being pregnant for granted, no matter what side effects come from the medication that I have to administer, or Angel has to administer for me, or any type of sicknesses that I feel. I really don't care. I take it with pride, and I'm very happy. I'm happy when I'm nauseous. I'm happy when I'm about to throw up. I'm happy when I'm so tired. I'm happy when I'm moody. I'm happy when I'm emotional. I'm grateful. I'm so happy that I'm in this position. I will never take it for granted, and I will forever be grateful to know how valuable and how amazing and really honored I am to be experiencing this experience of being pregnant. Now I just can't wait until we have this cute little bundle of joy, and I'm just dying for that day to come. So yeah, I probably left some things out, but like I said, I will make another video to this, answering all of your questions, anything that I missed out. Just remember, when I do put this video up, go to my Instagram right away, or comment below questions that you have, so that way I can answer them, and I can do like a full Q&A of what I missed in this video in the next video. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.